So today we kind of have a different camera angle. I just want to make sure you guys can see everything. The lightsabers, the 100K plaque, Baby Yoda over here. Why am I itchy today? So you guys already know that today's recap is going to be wild. We have Shane Bieber making Major League Baseball history. Aaron Judge, I have an update on how many home runs he has in his career because yesterday I botched it. I said that he had his 100th career home run. That was wrong, but he added to it yesterday, so we're going to actually fix that number. We have a bunch of web gems. Miguel Cabrera, he turned back the clock. He had 2 home runs yesterday, but was it enough to give his team the W? There's just so much to talk about today. But I guess, you know what, we got to start off with the sad news. The St. Louis Cardinals have had 2 players test positive, and that is the worst news. I mean, I don't know if the season is going to continue on for a full 60 games. I mean, they might shave off a few games, and I think they might go off winning percentage as opposed to how many wins and losses you have. So I think, honestly, that might be the approach considering a bubble is never going to work. A lot of people have been saying, yo, Fuzzy, why don't they just go into the bubble? There are so many more players on a Major League Baseball club, so I just don't think that it's going to work out. But the biggest issue with that is the fact that the Cardinals just played the Minnesota Twins, okay? So now we have to worry about if the Twins have any positive tests. And now, as an Indians fan, I'm terrified because if the Twins were infected by those 2 positive tests on the Cardinals, now Shane Bieber and the fact that he's making Major League Baseball history might not matter because what if he has COVID? What if other players on the Indians have COVID? Maybe it's not as important as Bieber, but it could be a Greg Allen. It could be a Bradley Zimmer, someone that maybe isn't the best player, but we need him to contribute on a day-to-day basis to compete. So I want to be optimistic. I'm going to give you guys good vibes, and I'm going to pray to the baseball gods every single second of today. That's my agenda. Cancel everything and just pray to my shrine in my closet that is dedicated to the baseball gods that we're going to have baseball the entire year. So if you want to say a prayer with me, please do so. Now, 3 quick stories as well. Mike Trout will not be on the Angels for the next couple days considering he's finally going to be a dad. He was placed on paternity leave. Him and his wife Jessica, they will be welcoming a baby Hercules. Baby Trout. I mean, you could convince me that Trout is Zeus and anything that comes after is a demigod. So, I mean, he's so good at baseball, you almost think that he is otherworldly. But he's going to be out for the next couple days, and I'm wondering if he's going to choose to come back or not. Now, speaking of coming back, Nick Markakis, he gave the league an Uno reverse card. He said, I'm opting out, but then he opted back in. And then the final story, baseball in 2020 just is interesting to say the least. Doubleheaders will now only be 7 innings. The purpose is to preserve pitching, and yeah. So 9-inning games aren't even a thing anymore if we're playing 2 games in one day, so there's that. All right, guys, well, that wraps up all of the kind of quick updates that I wanted to give you with the health and safety. Also, I'll throw up this graphic right now of all of the games that have been postponed. The ones that are in asterisks were actually replaced, so the Yankees and the Orioles, they had games postponed, but then they ended up playing each other, so it wasn't as bad. But yeah, that's a lot of games. And then the Marlins, we can't forget, still have half of their team off the roster. Just, I cannot believe what is happening. But we talked about how the Twins might have it from the Cardinals and how the Twins just played the Indians. Well, if we're talking about the Indians, they looked fine yesterday considering Shane Bieber made Major League Baseball history by striking out the most amount of hitters through the first 2 starts of his season since 1940 or something like that when a guy named Carl Spooner did it. He had 27 strikeouts in his first 2 Ks. Francisco Lindor hit a 2-run bomb. James Karinchak got his first big league save. If you missed this game, I feel sorry for you because honestly, I haven't been this hyped since we won 22 games in a row. Honestly.
Swing and a miss. Chased one in the dirt. Leon throws to first to complete the strikeout. And Shane Bieber, with 13 strikeouts, has tied the Major League record.
Luke Voit was able to make his return back to the club, and he showed up big time with a grand slam. And then the rest of the Yankees, they flexed their muscles as well. Giancarlo Stanton is looking like an early MVP candidate with 3 hits. He is second in all of Major League Baseball in OPS. And then also, Aaron Judge, he was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. But baseball is one of those sports where you could be 0 for 3. If you have a 4th at-bat in the 9th inning, you can show up big time and be the reason why your team won, which is exactly what happened. So this was his 112th career home run. I got it wrong yesterday. Too many things were on my mind. So yeah, that was not his 101st. It was his 112th.
And that one's drilled to left field. There it goes. See ya. A 3-run home run for Judge. And the Yankees come back, and they lead this one 8-6.
Miguel Cabrera turned back the clock just a little bit yesterday, gave me a bit of PTSD back when he was winning the Triple Crown and beating Mike Trout in MVP races, just really being a thorn in my side as an Indians fan, just always terrifying. But unfortunately for him, his 2 home runs were not enough. He's also approaching 500 career bombs, but Trevor Rosenthal got his first save since 2017 as the Royals, they come out on top.
Pitch, a swing and a shot down the line. That's a base hit.
Pulled on the ground to Franco, and his throw is in time, and the Royals.
I would say that Shane Bieber had the best pitching performance from yesterday's series of games, but if you had to go for a number 2, I think Max Fried takes the cake. And all of the offense that he needed, he got it in the second inning. I believe that they scored 2 runs in the first couple innings, but yeah, I can't believe what the Braves are doing. They are looking really good against the Rays, who are a World Series contender. Edwin Diaz can no longer be called by his original name. You can't call him Edwin because every time you put Edwin in the game, you lose. So call him Edluz Diaz. I mean, I feel bad. If you're a Red Sox fan, you're going to enjoy these couple highlights with Christian Vasquez becoming A-Rod for 1 single series with 4 home runs now on the season. But I mean, what is happening? What is happening with Edwin Diaz? He might be the worst closer that we have in the game at this point. Dating back to 2019, in the 9th inning and beyond, Edwin Diaz has given up like 40 earned runs, which is the most in all of baseball. And then Pete Alonso, he can't get it done in the 9th inning. He strikes out. As the Mets, they lose the series and they lose the game. It's just unfortunate.
Comes in and he hits him, and in comes a run for Boston. 2-2, and he got him! And the Red Sox win it. Back-to-back nights.
So before we get into the Nationals versus Blue Jays final game of the series, I do quickly want to go over the fielding with fuzzy moments. These were the best web gems that I could find. We have Victor Robles, Cole Calhoun, and then we have Christian Vasquez throwing out a pretty speedy guy from his knees.
Out to right center. Robles tracking it, checking his surroundings. At the wall. Yes! Victor Robles grabbing it right off of the wall out there.
Likely to throw that off-speed pitch like that. Down the line in right, Cole Calhoun's got it! Cole Calhoun, what a catch!
2-2 is high, and there goes the runner. Throw down is in time. What a throw by Vasquez.
Decided he was going to throw from his knees. And what a throw.
So there were 22 total hits in the Nationals versus Blue Jays finale, and I'm not going to say anything. Who wins?
On 1 out.
And Taylor gets a big piece of that one. Deep left center. See you later.
In the 4th inning.
It's on top of that one and drills it to deep left, and he's got another one last time.
Swing and a miss, and the Nats win it.
So even though Teoscar Hernandez had his second 2-home run game in the last week, it wasn't enough. So just like Miggy, Teoscar, the rest of his teammates were not able to rally behind him as Hyunjin Ryu continues to look like a bust so far. I mean, it's only been 2 games, so I don't want to react too harshly, but if we're talking about efficiency, he's been terrible in his tenure in Toronto so far. I'm hoping that he does the same thing that Nick Markakis did by coming back, but in a performance sense, where he comes back and pitches like Hyunjin Ryu from the Dodgers, because the Blue Jays, they're definitely going to need that, especially now that you have Nate Pearson in that rotation. They can be that much better and potentially be a fringe playoff team, but not unless Ryu gets it together. The Angels might have the worst bullpen in all of baseball. That's including the Mets, that's including the Red Sox. I mean, the Red Sox looked great yesterday. I mean, the Dodgers have the best bullpen. We'll talk about them in just a second. But the Angels, they give up 5 runs in the 9th inning, and they ruin a 3-run bomb from Shohei Ohtani. It could have been a walk-off, but Hanzo Robles, Joe Madden, and the rest of the Angels pitching staff, their decision-making is awful. The Angels, they're not going to win unless they pay big bucks or trade for someone. It's just not going to happen. And also, I do want to note that Marco Gonzalez and Kyle Lewis continue to perform really well. Gonzalez threw 6 solid innings as the offense shows up yet again, and Kyle Lewis, he's #1 in all of baseball in hits. So I wanted to tip my cap to him. So if you guys live on the East Coast, there's almost no way that you stayed up to watch these games. I think that living in the West Coast has its perks because I got to watch, actually I didn't get to watch the Dodgers because of blackouts. Yeah, even Trevor Bauer saw my tweet yesterday, so I wanted to sneak that in there. Blackouts are the worst thing in baseball that I could ever imagine, and I legit had to turn off my TV. Once the Mets game was over, that was it. But the Dodgers, they buried the Diamondbacks and improved to 4-2 on the year, and AJ Pollock came in huge. We have Max Muncy going yard, but I think I have to shout out the bullpen. In 35 innings, the bullpen for the Dodgers has a 1.02 ERA, and they're holding opponents to a .386 OPS. So if a Dodgers bullpen player comes in, the game is pretty much over.
Into right field.
Tomahawk bounce it is short. Long throw for Taylor.
Ahmed coming up.
Ahmed pops it up. This should do it. Left side of the infield, Chris Taylor. The Dodgers have started this road trip with a 3-game winning streak.
And then the final game, obviously, I hinted at it already. The Padres versus the Giants. And now, again, I'm not really going to spoil it. We're just going to go ahead and show the highlights because, to be honest, it was a pretty wild game.
Tommy Pham on the ground and by the dive of the second baseman Solano. Coming around from second base is Grisham. The throw is off the marks here in the 10th. Here is a liner into right field and a base hit. That's a swing and a miss, and the Padres win.
Now, Mike Yastrzemski, I will say that he has been on fire. 5 out of 7 games so far. He's had multiple hits, so he is showing up, and I think that Gabe Kepler, in the beginning of the season, when he said that Evan Longoria was the only member of the Giants that had a safe spot, yeah, he should probably walk that back considering Mike Yastrzemski is your best player. So I don't know what he was talking about, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys make of the Yankees. Do you think that they're looking powerful even though they're playing the Orioles? What do you think about Shane Bieber, the Cardinals, the fact that they have 2 positive tests? Do you think that Mike Trout is going to come back? So much to consider, so much to talk about, but I'm trying to keep the vibes going. I'm trying to stay positive and just make sure you guys have a kind of beacon of light to look forward to every single day in regards to baseball, because all of the ESPN guys, they're pretty down in the dumps and negative, and I'm not trying to be that guy. There's realism, and then there's just being pessimistic. I mean, I like to be an optimistic guy, so that's just me. But now we're going to roll this day in Major League Baseball history, because one of my favorite clips of all time, Carlos Gonzalez with the best swing ever. This single swing is my favorite of all time. The walk-off bomb to complete the cycle. Enjoy this day in Major League Baseball history.
2-2. Driven deep to left field. Going back Matsui. He's on the track. He's at the wall. See ya. A 3. 5th inning. Jose Molina hits one deep to left field. Fair ball. It's gone. It is gone. The Molina brothers hurting Randy Johnson.
Carlos Gonzalez. High drive. Deep right. Touchable. He's done it. Are you kidding me? Come on. Holy cow. Unbelievable. 6th career cycle.
2-2. He gets the bunt down. Runner coming home. Cubs win. With 2 strikes on him, Lester gets a bunt down to score the winning run.